Hey guys, welcome back to Dawn Investments. This video is just going to be a quick guide, a quick intro to using level 2. I've been getting a lot of requests on this video. Level 2 can go real in depth, but for this video, I'm not going to go that deep, but I'm just going to show you how anyone can use it on the regular basis, on an intraday, just so it's not just there for you. Yeah, so level 2 can get into, level 2 can get into things called like market makers and a lot of other factors. And basically all those factors do is add to the fact that level 2 isn't something that you should put 100% reliance on, because within this is level 2, by the way. You can just add it by pressing L2 like this. In the level 2, you can be distracted and deceived by purchasing power. This is why you shouldn't only rely on it. Like sometimes big businesses will add a bunch of small orders to really so they don't scare you away, because if you see a order of like 500 to sell, most people would sell. So big businesses may disguise that order by putting a bunch of smaller ones. But getting into like how you can use it. So the bid is basically means what people are buying. The ask is basically what people are selling. For me, I order it like this. I put the bid with the arrow down in descending order. You can just click it and make it like that. For the ask, I put it in ascending order in the same way. You just do it like that. I put it in these orders because I want to see what's the highest price people are buying for at the moment, and what's the lowest price people are buying it at, selling it at. So, for example, right now for this stock, this is intraday. This is 10:42 a.m. or like a little bit after an hour the market opened. I'm seeing at 272, 30 people, or there was an order of, now there's 13 people are buying it. It changes frequently, so make sure you're paying attention to that. As people are selling, people are buying. So at 272, the price right here is 272.86. It's moving. But at 272, there's an order of 50 buyers. So basically that means if this thing drops to 272.50, and it doesn't mean 50, you could just add 2 zeros to whatever number you see. That's really what these numbers, it's abbreviated. So 2 is actually 200, 21 is actually 2100. So at 273, 21 people are buying it. That means once this hits 273.00, 2100 people will buy it. So in order to use this to your advantage, when you see that, you may want to place an order around that level. You may want to buy it. You don't want to buy it at 274 if a lot of people are buying it at 273. If you get what I'm saying. Like if 100,000 people are buying it at 273, you don't want to buy something at 274 because the price would have already spiked. Same thing with selling action. Right here is a perfect example. There's a big order of 418. We just add the 2 zeros, so 41,000 around there. So this is going to cause a big sell-off if this order is fulfilled at 275 and it's at 274. So a proper thing to do would be to sell it right before it hits here, because once it hits here, if this order is fulfilled, it's going to spike down. So you would want to sell before it hits this 275 order. See, you just hit this order at 275. Now, either this order, if this order goes through, which it may not, it doesn't always go through. That's why I say level 2 shouldn't be the only thing you rely on. If that order is fulfilled, this thing can go down. And with an order of this size, don't think it'll be filled all at once. It's a gradual fill. So make sure you just keep that in mind too. Let me look at something. Yeah, so this has a bigger order size. As you can see, it's kind of like equal on the buyers and selling side. So when you have stuff like that, stuff usually consolidates like the way it's consolidating now. But then if you just pay attention to it, see at 601, this certain amount of people are buying it, but at 602, certain amount of people are selling. When you have situations like that, you don't want to just jump in, because right after you jump in, like at 601, a large amount of people are going to sell at 602 and the price is going to come down. But in this case, it's kind of equal on both sides. So instead of the price going down or up, the price will most likely just consolidate. Okay, so looking at, I wanted to find an order, yeah, of little bigger proportions. Okay, so looking at AMD right now, if you trade solely based on the level 2, it's a big order to buy at 1119. But then with these level 2s, you have to understand float. They're coming with larger float. An order like this of 34,000 won't push the stock up as much as this type of order on a smaller floated stock. If you don't understand float, then you could just private message me, but it's going to be explained in a different video. So if this was a low float stock, meaning there's not that many shares available to trade, a big order like this would send this stock flying. But since AMD is a reputable company with huge float, an order like this won't send it flying. It might send it up a couple cents. And the same thing with a sell. It won't send it up crazy. So you would need, if you want to see a big spike, like something like this, it was probably from a big order or a series of orders in one go, like a wall of buyers or a wall of sellers. A wall is what you see here, like at 1116, how it's just like a wall of this. And this may cause a huge spike in sales. As you can see, the stock is going down because there's this wall of sellers at 1116 and people are just selling. But see, there's a wall of buyers at 1115. So once this hit 1115, it's going to go up to 1116 and then they're going to hit the wall. And it's just like that constant cycle. Yeah, it's hard to find like a stock that's really one-sided, like just live. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to really show that for you guys, but that's the basic idea of it. Like this UGAS, there's like a small wall here, 939 of sellers. But then you gotta always keep in mind the bid size too, so you gotta look at both walls. If one wall is bigger than the other, expect the price to increase. So if the bid wall was bigger than the ask wall, expect the price to increase. But if the sell wall is bigger than the bid wall, expect the price to go down. It's pretty intuitive that way when you think about it in that way. So pay attention to the wall of sellers or buyers and pay attention to the order amount. Because even if there's a wall of buyers here, for example, but then there was a wall of sellers. Let's say there was a wall of buyers here, for example, and all of it just had, 1, 1, 1, 1, meaning like 100 shares, like here, kind of, like if it's just 1, 1, 1, like that. But then on the wall of sellers, all of these were like 50, 25, 30, whatever. And it was just a little less. That will still make the price go down because not only is there a wall on both sides, but the wall on the seller side has bigger orders, so the price is going to go down. Selling makes the price go down, buying makes the price go up. When you think of it like that, it's pretty intuitive. It can get confusing, but thinking in basic terms, that's really the most you have to think about. Just keep in mind buyers and sellers at all times. And like I said, sometimes orders can be a disguise. So you never want to just solely rely on level 2. Make sure you always rely on the patterns and use, trade not based on level 2. Level 2 is just like a good indicator of, like, for me, I just use it as a good indicator to maybe sell. I don't even use it really to buy. But if I'm thinking about selling something, I will look at the ask size. If there's a wall here or like a really big orders, I would think of selling. But even in that case, really big orders, sometimes they don't even go through because, like I said, it could be a disguise. It can be someone placing an order by, it can even be someone placing an order by accident, or placing an order just to scare people to selling so they can influence the stock to go the way it wants. So I never put 100% reliance on level 2. That's why it even took me so long to make a video on level 2. But level 2 can be very important in trading, and it's something that you should definitely keep in mind, especially intraday. Swing trading, it's good for, you know, entry points and stuff, but day trading is especially important. You never know. See right here, see that big order of 184 just disappeared. It could, and I doubt it got fulfilled all the way. It probably got changed, or some of it got fulfilled. See, there's an order of 283 here with 70. You know, it's changing, and there's no seller wall here. Like, it's 283 and then 284, 285, 286. There's no like major wall here. But on this side, it's 282, 282. So there's a bigger wall right here. So this is gonna maybe shoot the stock up a little higher. It's gonna keep going a little bit. But if there's like a wall of 283 that comes up, I would expect the price to go down. And the price will go down in magnitude depending on the float, so keep that in mind. And also depending on what price it hits on the buyer side, because if it goes down and then it hits a wall on the bid size, the price will either start consolidating or go back up. So that isn't an automatic, just because there's a wall on the seller side doesn't mean it's an automatic sign to sell. I just want you guys to keep, you know, this in mind, that level 2 isn't, you know, the holy grail. It's not something that you should put 100% reliance on, because it has its faults. So just keep everything in mind when you're using level 2. And that's really it. It's the middle of the trading day, and I'm about to be done trading for the day. I'm actually in this stock from market open, so it's doing pretty well. But that's really it. We can get into a recap in a different video. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just let me know. And good luck on trading.